Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast here on YouTube. This is a different one. Usually, if I do wrestling shit, I do it over on the wrestling channel. That's DIY Mississippi Filmworks here on YouTube. That channel's actually been around. It's got stuff on there that's older than the existence of this channel. I don't know if that channel's actually been around before. I know some stuff got transferred from an older channel. I do wrestling stuff, but everybody's like, you know what? I'm trying to get all my wrestling books in order. I've gotten a bunch of new ones. I was like, this would be a good little video for the Ass Hat channel because, I do love me some wrestling. And it'll be just a quick little thing about each book because you can't really see. Their stacks past the camera range here. We're just going to start right over here. This is The Sheik of Baghdad, Tales of Celebrity and Terror from Pro Wrestling's General Adnan. Adnan Al-Kaisi with Ross Bernstein. This is it's from Triumph. It's what, $17 book. Y'all remember, he worked, AWA mostly, I'm thinking? He's one of those guys where I remember the name, and it was a good deal. John Paul LeBlanc of Four Corner Photography, Gulf Coast Wrestle Review, a bunch of other stuff. Just look him up. Hook me up with this for a good price. It's out of print, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is one of the shittiest books in the library. This is Luchadors, A History of Lucha Libre by Judah Lyons. This person basically just took a bunch of shit they jacked off of Wikipedia and a couple of forums and kind of rewrote it, and it's horrible. And this book was like $12. And you see how thin it is? It sucks. Avoid it. But there's not that many Lucha books in English, so I grabbed it. Well, I took a hit for everybody. It's horrible. All right, then on to something that's good. Ring of Hell. This is the Benoit, story Chris Benoit in the Fall of Pro Wrestling History by Matthew Radazzo V. Polish Bob Stupak, for those that know. Good book. I've read this a pile of times. Who put this at? Phoenix Books. Okay. This one I've not got to read yet. I've had it for a little while. This another one came from the Jean-Paul LeBlanc Wrestling Library. Hooked me up with the Adnan Al-Kaisi one. It was Bobby the Brain Heenan, Wrestling's Bad Boy Tells All. Bobby the Brain Heenan with Steve Anderson, forward by Hulk Hogan. This is his first book. Another one from Triumph. It's a hardcover. I think this is his first book. This one came from the Kobe Rutland collection. I don't know where he got it. It's a Shawn Michaels paperback he put out through, what was it, Pocket Books. Have not read that one. About halfway done with this one. This is great. This is Liam O'Rourke, Crazy Like a Fox, a definitive chronicle of Brian Pillman 20 years later. And when I finish this first stacker, I'm going to name a couple books I know I own that are not out here. Okay, this just came in the other. This is Inside the Ropes Wrestling Almanac, Complete Wrestling Statistics, 2020 through 2021. Not bad. It's got some interesting stuff in it. It's like kind of like the Pro Wrestling PWI Almanac, kind of Terry and Trish. Okay, ones I know I own that are not in here is the first Jericho book, which I have in paperback, the Lawler book, which I have in paperback, the Flair book, which I have in paperback, the two Hulk Hogan books. I have both those in hardback. The China book, which I have in hardback. Every one of the Foley nonfiction books I have in hardback. The Hardcore Truth by Bob Holly, which I don't think ever came out in hardback. I got that in paperback. There's an NWA Tim Hornbaker book that's not in here. I'm getting ready to show one in a second that I got a couple more from this run that are not in here. But here we go. This is a nice gift from a buddy of mine who runs BIW. Jim Crockett Promotions United States Championship is history and like a good picture book of the belt. A lot more interesting than I thought it would be. I didn't even know that book. Okay, this is one of the Pro Wrestling, was it? Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. I got every book in this series. A couple of them are just put up in other places. This is storytellers. This is just guys that can tell a story and ring. Good book. Another new one to the library. This is Encyclopedia of Women's Wrestling, 100 Profiles of the Strongest in the Sport. Good hardcover reference book. Another new one to the collection I haven't read yet. WWE book of top 10 list. Title matches, epic rivalries, finishing moves, and much more. Forward by Chris Jericho. And like top 10 SummerSlam superstars, or top 10. Okay, here we go. Top 10 ECW alumni. Okay, we're gonna start at number 10 here. We got Joey Styles. Okay, yeah, I can see it. The Dudley Boys. The Dudleys I would have probably higher because they've done so many places. I haven't hired in the Sandman, Sabu, Francine. You see Raven, Shane Douglas. I got them lower than Raven. Wow. Rob Van Dam, Taz, and Tommy Dreamer. This must be when they were in TNA and was pissed off at them. European superstars, things we miss, unexpected reunions. Yeah. Mondo Lucha Go-Go. This is like a history. X-Library. What's a history of Lucha? Speaking of Tim Hornbaker. Boom. From, what's this, ECW Press? Yeah, probably ECW Press. Capital Revolution, The Rise of McMahon Wrestling Empires. That's probably, I don't know if my Death of the Territories book is in these stacks. Matter of fact, I'm not sure on that. But that's another one I got. So, Capital Revolution. Have not finished that one. Okay, we'll go. Let's move these out of the way. Trying to think of some other ones I have. There's the I said the NWA book. Here we go. This is actually a really good one I read recently. This is Phil Schneider, art by Chris Brown. This is Way of the Blade, 100 of the greatest bloody matches in wrestling history. This is just come out from Hybrid Shoot, but is this a print on demand? I think it is. Yeah, it's print on demand from Amazon. This is a cool little book. Really cool. I don't hear a lot of talk of it outside of like the areas where Phil Schneider kind of posts and is known. You know, like he posts and is known on about 3 or 4 of the major forums. You see talk about it there, but any place else I ain't seen talking. It's a good book. It's worth like $16. Okay, another one I don't hear a lot of talk. There's definitely Jericho. This is the Limitless First 5 Years record book by Michael J. Labby. If you're into Limitless, list every show, every person's been on them, all kinds of shit like that. If you're into Limitless, it's great to have. Good record book. I love record books. I was a kid, I was always pissed that you couldn't check the reference books out of the library. Oh, this is an interesting one. I had something else like this at one time. This is Journey to Darkness. This is the novel by Michael Chapetta about Kane. Listen to this shit. Kane has always been a dark, complex, and haunted man, and fans have always been drawn to him. They've wondered what caused his pain and suffering. What was his motivation? Instead of basking in the glow of the spotlight, Kane has shunned attention. Kane did not utter a single word for the first years of his career. In a time when superstars screamed for attention, he drew in the masses with only his presence. Journey into Darkness is a story of a boy who suffers an unspeakable childhood tragedy, losing his family in a fiery blaze. This left him alone at the mercy of strangers who whispered about this friendless child who must be cursed. Follow Kane into a terrifying place that few would dare to go, his life. This is from a while back. I've heard about this thing forever. 2005, The Unauthorized Story of Kane. Yeah, had to get it. It was cheap. A good chunk of these were either bought from friends or wrestlers I know. It shows when they're trying to pair out their collection, they realize that most people in this area do not read. They don't read books. Let's just put it that way. So, a couple more. Come back over here. So they just put them on the table and they sit there forever. Like this, the Stampede book. I got this off of Wes Adams for like $5. He's like, cool. I know who'll buy it. You'll read it. Matter of fact, he sold my friend a bunch. But this is the Keith McCoy Pain and Passions, the extended version. Story of Stampede Wrestling and the Hart Family. Great book. Death of the Territories, Tim Hornbaker. This really goes into, it's not just Vince coming in and buying up all the stars. It ain't just the oil industry going kind of fucky in the oil states, and that's why Mid-South closed. There's a lot more to it. And this is a book that, oh man, so good. I don't know how anybody could start it and not finish it in the same day, but Lance by Chance, the Lance by Hurt book by Benny Berry. Mine signed. It's okay. It's entertaining. It wasn't that expensive. I got a feeling it's going to be one of those years from now because I don't think a huge amount was printed. That it have some work and I'll just turn around and sell it. I mean, I'm being honest. No, another one I don't hear a lot of talk about. It's really good. This is the fucking Grappler, man. Memoirs of the Masked Man. This is one. It's Lynn Denton. This is one of the Grappler. Heard of him. He got a little. Pretty sure that's Junkyard Dog, but that might be Pork Chop Cash on the cover there. But I remember hearing about the Grappler. And when I got this in, I had a bunch of other books. I remember that Brian Pillman book was at the same time, so I loaned this and The Death of the Territories and something else, maybe the Capital Revolution. I loaned it to a buddy of mine. All right, cool. He goes, I'll read it. Like 2 days later, I hadn't heard from him. He goes, man, I've been reading the Grappler book. Is that good? He goes, it took him like 2 days. He read it. He goes, you got to come read this. So I went over and picked it up and sat down and like, yeah, 2 settings of like, 5-6 hours each. I read this entire thing because it's not super thick. But it's well done and really entertaining. I know quite a few people have read it and actually went out and bought a copy. Okay, we're getting down to the bottom here. The Tony Atlas biography. This came from Jean Paul LeBlanc. Good book. Entertaining. If you want to know more about Tony, matter of fact, it included a Tony Atlas ECW card in there. All right, now we're down to the last 3 here. And one more I got loaned out. And I'll talk about it now because I'm going to talk about this one. Boom Studios was doing a WWE comic. This is the main one. This was Just WWE redesign, rebuild, reclaim. This was a Seth Rollins centric trade of like 6 issues, I'm thinking. I might say. And they're not bad. It's decent art. This one I've actually read in scan form before, but the other one I have, it's just called like Then Now Forever. And it's like between 1 and 10-page long stories telling like classic matches or promos. It's really good. I got it in, and it's one of those where a lot of these I get in through various sources for a decent price. And like these comics, I got them in because comics are selling well at my table. I've been to wrestling shows. I got them to resell. I mean, that's $10. You know, these are what? It's a $20 comic. I mean, that's $10. You're half cover price. The other one, I might not sell it because I enjoy it that much. And now my last two. We got, this is Loco Lucha, which is just pictures, the free wrestler next to it is pictures of wrestlers and a little quote from them. Like there's Kung Fu Jr. Outside wrestling, my heroes include Mother Teresa and Martin Luther King, Mr. Nebula. Wrestling can bring you happiness and also pain and humiliation. Peligrio 1. The name means danger. I fight as a team with my brother. Everyone fears us. Rambo. And then one of my newest ones. This is a great little book. Wrestling with Pixels. It's a world tour of wrestling games. There's a color and there's a black and white version of it. This is the black and white. I did an in-depth video of this on the wrestling channel. But yeah, my wrestling collection, I got a pile of stuff. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, there's all kinds of stuff here. Good chunk of it I've read. A good chunk I have not. Yeah, I mean, that just happens. I got so many books. And I don't have a really good big bookshelf that's empty right now to put all this up on. So, here I do a video. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.